Hey guys, this is All Stream That, and we are back with another episode of MLB The Show 20, Road to the Show with our second baseman on the Los Angeles Angels. And today we have a 7-game homestand. We have 3 games against the Baltimore Orioles, and we have 4 games against the Chicago White Sox. Let's go ahead and get into those games. The numbers indicate we're not drawing as many walks as our competition this season. Be patient in the box, boys. Get the count in your favor, then look for pitches you can drive. We get a double performance gain for plate discipline and power. And here we are in our first game against the Baltimore Orioles. Top of the second, Baltimore has already scored a run. And that's going to be a little hopper over to first base for out number 1. And here's our first at-bat here. Leading off the second inning. And that slider snuck right in. That's strike 1. That's strike 2. Four-seam right about in the middle of the plate. And we're not going to beat that out. But we didn't strike out, so. And here's Dwight Smith Jr. Runner on first, top of the 4th. We're down by 3. That's going to end the inning. And here is our second chance in this game. Down by 3, runner on second with 1 out. That was a good pitch. And that's going to be... Yep, we're going to make it to second. So there we go. I'm happy with that. There's 1 out. Runners on second and third. They're going to call that a double. We just chop it right through the infield. And here is Starlin Castro. And he strikes out. And here is Russell Wells. He's 0 for 1 today. And that is out number 3. And top of the 7th, we're down by 4. And this will be out number 1. And bottom of the 7th, we are leading off, down by 4. We missed that one. And that one is going to be out number 1. Top of the 8th, 2 outs. We're still down by 4. And this will end the inning. And this will be our last shot. Still down by 4 in the bottom of the 9th. Nobody out and a runner on first. That is strike 1. Strike 2. There's ball 1. Ball 2. And that's going to be a double play. And we have lost. And here's our second game against Baltimore. Stevenson leads off. It's going to be a simple ground ball. And this is our first chance. Bottom of the second, we're leading off. It is scoreless. There's ball one, slider inside. That's a good four-seam. We are a little bit late and a little bit low. And we just got underneath that slider, and that's going to be caught by the center fielder for out number one. And we've got runners on first and second with nobody out. And we only get the runner at second. And bottom of the fourth with one out, nobody on, we're down by 3. And there's ball one. Four-seam outside. That would have been ball two, but we swung at a low fastball. And we're going to be on first. So that's an infield single. And we are going to run. And we made it. He dropped it, so... Which is a good thing that he did drop it, because we started late. There we go. We pretty much made it to third by the time the ball made it to the plate. There we go. So we'll tag up and we'll make it home. Bottom of inning number 6. Nobody out. Runner on first. We're down by 2. Unsuccessful pickoff attempt. And that would have been ball one. And that would have been ball two. We were early on that. And we strike out. And here's Andrew Stevenson. 1 out, nobody on. We're down by 2. That's out number 2. And we're up by 1 with 2 outs in the bottom of inning number 7. Let's record a hit while even or ahead in the count. There's ball 1, sinker high and outside. There's a slider outside for ball 2. And we've got a 2-1 count as we are a little bit behind a sinker. We've got a 2-2 count. It should be 3-1. And we're not going to beat that one out, so that is a strikeout. And here's Manny Machado leading off the 8th. We're up by 1. That's out number 1. And here's Scope with the full count. And we can't get that one. So there's now a runner on first with 1 out. And we end up winning. And here we are in the final game against Baltimore. We're down by 2 in the bottom of the first with 2 outs and nobody on. And we were a little bit early. A little bit late on that one. We squared that one up pretty good. We were actually early. Early on that one as well. And that's going to be hit to the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 3. So we've got the top of the second with 1 out and nobody on. Dwight Smith Jr. at the plate. And we should have dove for that one, and we didn't. So that is a single. And we're down by 6. I'm leading off the bottom of the 4th. And that one is not going to be long enough. That's out number 1. And bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. I'm up. Nobody's on. We're down by 6 still. That was a good curve. And I should not have swung. So it's 0-2 when it should be 2-0. And we swung at 3 straight balls we swung at. And top of the 7th, runner on second. We're still down by 6. And Warren Reynolds at the plate. And we will get that 3rd out. And now we're down by 9 in the bottom of the 9th. Nobody on, 1 out. And there's ball 1 on a 2-seam. Ball 2 on a 4-seam that could have been called a strike at the top of the zone. Ball 3, fastball outside. And we've got a 3-1 count. Three and 2. That would have been ball 4. And I really wanted to foul that one, but we just pop it up for the third baseman. And we have lost. And here we are in our first of 4 games against the White Sox. Petty leads off. And that's going to be an easy out. And now there's Dominic McDonough. That's easy enough. And it's the bottom of the first with 1 out, a runner on second, and we are up by 1. And that is going to be out number 2. We hit it right to the third baseman. And our second shot, 1 out, runner on first. We're up by 2. And that is strike 1. A good 2-seam almost right down the middle. And there's a failed pickoff attempt. And we swing at a low four-seam for strike 2. We foul it off. And we swing and miss a circle change for strike 3. And here's Yoan Moncada. We're up by 3. Runners on second and third with 1 out. And we're just going to let that run score. We'll get the sure out at first. Top of the 6th, 1 out, nobody on. We're still up by 2. Tavares hits the ball to me. And we'll get it over to first for the second out. And this is our third shot. We're up by 2. We're leading off the bottom of inning number 6. And again, I'm swinging at first pitches, and I shouldn't be. It was a good changeup. We swung underneath it. We foul off a four-seam. It was low. 1 and 2. We don't swing at a low cutter. And we swing at an inside fastball to strike out. And we're up by 4. Bottom of the 7th. 1 out and nobody on. We're 0 for 3 today. We swing under a good fastball. And we swing over a low fastball. So it's 0 and 2. 1 and 2, fastball inside. Foul off a changeup. We foul off a four-seam. And that one will not be good. And we're up by 6. In the top of the 9th, leading off is Matt Duffy. That'll be out number 1. And we have won. And this is the 3rd game against the White Sox. The last game we came in as a defensive substitute, and there were no plays our way. So it's the bottom of the 1st. We're down by 1. We've got 1 out and runners on 1st and 2nd. Let's just try to drive in a run. There is ball 1 on a curveball inside. And we swing underneath the cutter. And a little bit late as well. And that is going to be caught by the right fielder. And we failed the challenge. And here's Esteban Tavares. He's got a runner on 1st with 1 out, and they've got a 1-run lead. And we're just going to ignore him. And here is our 2nd shot. Still down by 1 with 1 out. Ball 1 on a high cutter. Ball 2, four-seam outside. I should not have swung. I know I should not have swung, and I swung anyway. So it's 2 and 1. 2 and 2. That would have been ball 4 had I not swung at anything. And I don't know why I swung at that. But it's the top of the 5th, 2 outs. Tavares is up. We're still down by 1. And that will end the inning. And now we're up by 2. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, runners on first and second. We foul off a 4-seam. That was a high 4-seam that we swung at. So the count is 0-2. And the first baseman's going to grab that one for out number 3. And bottom of the 7th, 2 outs, nobody on. We are up by 5. Sweeping curve outside for ball 1. Four-seam inside for ball 2. That was a good pitch. And we were just a little late on that swing. It's 2-1. 2-2. That splitter would have been a strike anyway. And we completely swing right through that splitter to strike out. And we have won. And here's the final game against the White Sox. We're down by 2 to lead off the second inning. That was a good 2-seam. We swung at it and we missed. Low changeup swung on and missed for strike 2. Two-seam bounces. It's 1-2. And that's a 1-hopper over to third. And we are out. And here is Esteban Tavares. There's 1 out in the top of the 3rd. We're down by 2. This will be out number 2. The pitcher's going to grab that. And here's Yohan Moncada. 2 outs. Top of the 3rd. Nobody on. And out number 3. And it's the bottom of the 4th. We've got 2 outs and a runner on first. And we're down by 2. I keep thinking they're going to pitch high, and they never do. Okay, we're going to let him steal, and he's safe. We have a 1-1 count. And we can't catch up to a slider. And we swing underneath the fastball. And we're down by 4 in the top of inning number 6. 1 out, and here's Zamora. That'll be out number 2. And we're down by 3, runners on second and third with 2 outs. That's strike 1. 4-seam in the zone. A 2-seam upper inside corner of the zone. We haven't swung and it's 0-2. Four-seam up high, 1-2. Two-seam inside, 2-2. And that would have been 3-2, but it's still 2-2. Okay, this will be the 7th pitch. It's going to be right down the middle. So that scores 2, and it's going to be a double. We're down by 1. That is our 5th double on the year. And here is Russell Wells. He's got a 1-2 count. And he strikes out. Top of the 8th, 1 out, runners on first and second. It is tied. And here's Delmonico. Okay, they only got 1. And here we go, bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, runners on second. They're going to walk me. So I am on first. In a tie game, bottom of the 8th, Russell Wells is up. He's 0 for 3. And he's got an 0-1 count. And he is out. And bottom of the 10th, runner on first, nobody out. And it's tied at 5. I should not have swung. I know better than to swing at that first pitch. And we foul off a changeup for strike 2. We foul off a slider, still 0-2. Foul off a four-seam, still 0-2. And we strike out. Top of inning 11, nobody out. And here's Zamora. And that'll be out number 1. And the next one is Marty McMahon. There is out number 2. And here's Casey Petty with the runner on first and 2 outs. And there we go. And we end up winning. And at the end of this episode, we have played 28 games, and we are in the lead in the American League West. 2 games ahead of the Oakland Athletics and the Texas Rangers. 4 games ahead of the Seattle Mariners, and 5 games ahead of the Houston Astros. And in 109 at-bats, we have 11 runs, 26 hits, 5 doubles, no triples, 7 home runs, 18 RBIs. We've been walked 5 times. We have 35 strikeouts, 6 stolen bases. We've been caught 4 times. And we have a .239 batting average. And in the next episode, we're going to be starting the month of May. And we're going to be playing 5 games. We're going to be playing the two away games in Seattle, and then we're going to come back home and play the 3 games against Minnesota. But that is going to end today's episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. Go ahead and follow me over on Twitch. My name is I'll Stream That. hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications.